Have you ever pondered what truly lies beneath the peaceful quiet of living alone in your golden years? To many, the idea of living alone after 70 brings visions of calm mornings, total freedom, and the comfort of your own space. And yes, that's partly true, but there's another side, one that rarely gets mentioned in conversations with your doctor, your children, or your peers. As a health professional who has worked closely with seniors for over 3 decades, I'm here to gently but firmly open your eyes to what so many older adults miss until it's too late: the hidden dangers of living alone after 70. This article isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to empower you. Because once you're aware of these risks, you can take steps to protect your independence, your dignity, and most importantly, your life. Let's walk through the 11 critical dangers one by one. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell, so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. No one to notice an emergency. When you live alone after the age of 70, one of the most dangerous and most overlooked risks is the lack of immediate help in an emergency. You could slip in the bathroom, feel sudden chest pain, or faint in the kitchen, and there would be no one there to notice. In those critical moments, time can mean the difference between full recovery and lifelong damage, or even life and death. Many seniors don't realize how vulnerable they truly are until something happens. I've spoken with individuals who lay on the floor for hours after a fall, unable to reach the phone, hoping someone might come. But when you live alone, help doesn't come unless you've prepared for it. Carrying a phone at all times, even in the shower, isn't an overreaction. It's a lifeline. Installing a smart medical alert system or even a simple emergency key lockbox can provide that extra layer of protection. You are your own backup plan now. That may sound harsh, but it's a truth that brings power once you accept it. Taking precautions isn't giving up independence, it's reinforcing it. And when you know that help is always within reach, you'll live with more peace of mind, not fear. But emergencies aren't the only danger hidden in solitude. There's another threat that affects your body and spirit more quietly and more deeply than you might expect. Let's talk about loneliness. 2. Loneliness can become a silent killer. Most people think that living alone is a dream come true for introverts. Peace, quiet, and complete freedom. But even the most independent seniors eventually discover something surprising. Loneliness can sneak in slowly, and when it does, it can become a serious threat to your health. It's not just about missing conversation, it's about the deep emotional and physical impact that isolation can bring. Research shows that chronic loneliness can be just as harmful as smoking or obesity. It increases your risk of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even early death. You might go days without speaking to anyone and not even notice how much it's affecting you. Some seniors have shared that the silence feels heavier as time passes, and that it begins to wear on their sense of purpose and connection to the world. The good news is that you don't have to accept loneliness as your new normal. Adopting a pet, joining a local group, or even setting a routine to call someone each day can shift your emotional landscape entirely. Connection doesn't always require a big crowd. It just requires intention and effort. But while loneliness touches the heart, there's another challenge that can wear you down physically, something that starts right inside your own home. Let's talk about what happens when daily maintenance becomes too much to handle. 3. Home maintenance can quietly become dangerous. When you're younger, home maintenance is just part of life, something you do without thinking twice. But after 70, the very tasks that once gave you pride and satisfaction can become overwhelming, even risky. Climbing ladders to clean gutters, mowing the lawn, lifting boxes from high shelves, these activities start to carry more weight, both physically and mentally. What used to be routine becomes something you delay, avoid, or even fear. Many seniors living alone find themselves letting chores slide, not out of laziness, but because their bodies no longer respond the way they used to. The energy just isn't there. Some may struggle to change a light bulb or carry groceries without strain, and little by little, the home begins to feel like a burden instead of a refuge. Ignoring these responsibilities can lead to clutter, disrepair, or even accidents, all of which put your safety at risk. The key is to recognize the shift early and act on it without shame. Downsizing, hiring help for major tasks, or asking family for assistance isn't a sign of weakness. It's a smart way to protect your health and preserve your independence. Your home should be a place of comfort, not a source of stress. But while your environment can weigh you down, there's something else that sneaks up in the stillness of a quiet house, and it's not always visible. Let's explore what happens when silence becomes more than just background noise. 4. Silence can steal your spirit. At first, silence might feel like a gift. After years of noise, schedules, and responsibilities, the quiet of an empty home can seem peaceful. But as the days stretch on, that same silence can begin to feel heavy. For many older adults living alone, the stillness becomes more than just background. It becomes a weight pressing on the mind and heart. The absence of conversation, laughter, footsteps, or even simple noise from daily life can make a home feel empty rather than serene. Seniors often say they didn't expect how deeply the quiet would affect them. One day blends into the next, and without voices or movement to break the stillness, some begin to feel invisible. That sense of being disconnected can slowly drain your energy and spirit. You may find yourself leaving the TV on just to hear something or turning on the radio not for the music, but for the feeling of company. The human brain craves engagement, and without it, emotional decline can creep in unnoticed. The solution isn't to fill your home with chaos, it's to find small ways to bring life back into your environment. Music, audiobooks, podcasts, or even background chatter from a favorite show can shift the emotional tone of your space and uplift your mood. But while the silence outside can be managed, there's another hidden danger that starts deep inside your body, and it begins with a lack of movement. Let's talk about why staying physically active becomes a lifeline when you're living alone. 5. Physical inactivity creeps in quietly. When you live alone after 70, the lack of movement doesn't always hit you all at once. It happens slowly. You sit a little longer in the morning, skip the walk you used to take, and before you know it, entire days pass without much physical activity. With no one around to suggest a walk, join you for a stretch, or remind you to get moving, it's all too easy to slip into a sedentary lifestyle. The danger is that your body doesn't send an alarm right away. The decline is gradual but very real. Muscle loss, joint stiffness, poor balance, and reduced stamina are just some of the consequences of inactivity. Many seniors tell me they didn't even notice how still they had become until everyday tasks felt harder, or they began to struggle with simple things like bending down or climbing stairs. Your body, especially after 70, thrives on motion. The less you move, the faster your strength fades, and the harder it becomes to get it back. But the good news is that staying active doesn't require a gym or intense workout. Gentle stretching, daily walks, dancing to music in your kitchen, or even gardening can work wonders. Movement keeps your body strong and your mind clear. Yet, as important as physical strength is, there's something else that slips away quietly when you're on your own. Something even more subtle, your sense of time. Let's explore how easily it can disappear and what you can do to reclaim it. 6. Your sense of time may disappear. When you live alone after 70, the structure of your days can quietly unravel. Without a partner's schedule, a job to report to, or family routines to follow, time begins to lose its shape. What day is it? Did you eat lunch? Was that yesterday or the day before? These questions become more common than you might expect. Time stretches, blurs, or slips away without the usual external cues, and before long, your days start to feel like they're just drifting by. Many older adults admit that without a reason to be up by a certain time or places to go, they start losing track of not only the calendar, but their energy and motivation. This isn't just an inconvenience. It can affect your mental sharpness and emotional well-being. When time loses meaning, so can purpose. And with purpose gone, it's easy to feel like you're just existing instead of truly living. But there's a powerful way to reclaim your rhythm. Create it yourself. Establish simple routines. A walk every morning, laundry on Tuesdays, phone calls with family on Sundays. These small anchors can restore a sense of normalcy and bring order back to your life. Still, even with time back on your side, there's another challenge many seniors face in silence. One that touches not just your routine, but your very health. The struggle of cooking, for one. Let's look at why it matters more than you might think. 7. Cooking, for one, can be tricky but rewarding. For many seniors living alone, cooking becomes less of a priority and more of a chore. Without someone to share a meal with, the motivation to prepare something fresh and nourishing often fades. It's tempting to reach for frozen dinners, snacks, or even skip meals altogether. At first, it feels convenient. Over time, though, poor nutrition starts to take a toll, not just on physical health, but on mood, energy, and mental clarity. Many older adults don't realize how essential eating well is until they begin feeling tired, losing weight, or dealing with digestive problems. The body needs consistent, balanced fuel to stay strong and resilient. But more than that, cooking for yourself can be a powerful act of self-respect. It says, I matter, I'm worth the effort. That shift in mindset turns a lonely task into something meaningful. Simple strategies like batch cooking, freezing portions, or trying new recipes can bring excitement back to mealtime. Some seniors find joy in experimenting with food, making it a hobby rather than a burden. Meals don't need to be fancy, just real, nourishing, and made with care. Still, even with a full belly, something else lingers in a quiet home, something you hear in the silence of every room and feel deep in your chest. Let's talk about why that silence can do more than echo. It can impact your very spirit. 8. Self-neglect becomes easier. Living alone after 70 offers freedom, but it also removes the gentle accountability that comes from having someone else around. With no one to notice whether you've changed clothes, eaten a proper meal, or kept up with your hygiene, it becomes surprisingly easy to let the basics slip. What starts as skipping a shave or staying in pajamas all day can quietly grow into something more serious. Missed medications, delayed doctor visits, poor nutrition, and emotional withdrawal. Many seniors don't even realize it's happening. Days blend together, and without a reason to keep up appearances or structure, small habits start to erode. Before long, self-care becomes something you used to do rather than something you still value. But here's the truth, your well-being should never be dependent on whether others are watching. You are worthy of care, especially from yourself. Getting dressed each morning, making your bed, preparing a good meal, lighting a candle in the evening, these aren't just routines, they are statements of self-worth. They help you stay connected to your identity, your dignity, and your health. When you care for yourself intentionally, you maintain a sense of control, pride, and purpose, even in solitude. But while your physical habits can slip quietly, there's another emotional challenge that carries even more weight: the deep attachment to the things we keep. Let's take a look at how clutter can hold you back in ways you never expected. 9. Decluttering becomes both easier and harder. When you live alone, you have full control over your space. No one argues about what to keep or toss. On the surface, that makes decluttering easier, but emotionally it becomes much harder. Every photo, every book, every piece of furniture carries a memory. Letting go of something can feel like letting go of a part of yourself or of someone you loved. Many older adults say they hold on to things not because they need them, but because they're meaningful. It's just me. So, who does it hurt to keep it, they'll say. But over time, all those items can start to weigh heavily, not just on your shelves, but on your heart. Too many belongings can overwhelm your space, create safety hazards, and even bring emotional stress. Decluttering isn't about erasing the past. It's about making room for who you are now and what truly serves your life today. Start small: a drawer, a shelf, a closet. Keep what brings you joy and release what no longer supports the life you're building. You're not losing memories. You're lightening your load and regaining control. But while your space shapes your environment, your social life shapes your spirit. And as the years pass, something surprising tends to happen. Fewer invitations, fewer phone calls. Let's explore why it happens and how you can turn it around. 10. Social invitations might decrease, but you have to create your own fun. As you age, something begins to shift in your social world, and it often happens without warning. The phone rings less. Family members are busy with their own lives. Friends move, retire to other states, or simply fall out of touch. The invitations that once filled your calendar begin to fade, not because people have forgotten you, but because life has moved them in different directions. And if you wait for someone else to reach out, you might find yourself waiting far too long. Many seniors express feeling left behind or invisible. But here's the truth: you don't have to accept that. In fact, this can be the most freeing time of your life, a chance to build the social life you want. Invite a neighbor for coffee, host a game night, start a weekly book club, or organize a Sunday walk in the park. When you take the lead, you not only fill your days with joy, you often inspire others who are feeling the same way. You have more power than you realize to create connection, laughter, and meaningful moments. It's never too late to make new friends or deepen the relationships you already have. But even with fun and friends, there's still one final challenge that may be the most overlooked, and yet the most important when you're living alone: the quiet danger of forgetting to care for yourself. Let's talk about why self-care becomes more essential than ever. 11. It's easy to neglect self-care, but it's more important than ever. When you live alone, no one is there to notice if you've skipped a meal, worn the same clothes for days, or let your medical appointments slide. And while that freedom can feel relaxing at first, it also opens the door to a quiet kind of neglect, one that creeps in slowly and can have real consequences over time. Many older adults find themselves wondering, why bother getting dressed if no one will see me? Or, who am I cooking for? The answer is simple: you. You are reason enough. Self-care isn't just about appearance, it's about maintaining your dignity, your health, and your emotional well-being. When you keep up with routines, brushing your hair, taking a walk, preparing a meal you enjoy, you're sending yourself a powerful message: I still matter. And that mindset carries strength. One woman shared how lighting a candle at dinner, even when eating alone, made her feel more alive, more present. Small gestures can have a big impact. This is your time to show yourself the care and kindness you've likely given to others all your life. Keep your medical checkups. Dress in a way that lifts your spirit. Surround yourself with things and habits that make you feel whole. You are not invisible. You are still here, and you still deserve to be well. And now, knowing all these truths, the real question is, how can you turn this awareness into action that strengthens your future? Let's look at the powerful choices still within your reach. Conclusion: you're not alone in this journey. Living alone after 70 brings both freedom and challenge. It's a season of life where clarity, courage, and care matter more than ever. While society often paints solitude as peaceful and empowering, the truth is more complex and more human. The quiet can be comforting but also isolating. The independence can be liberating yet quietly overwhelming. You've now seen the hidden dangers, the slips in routine, the fading social connections, the subtle decline in physical and emotional care. These are real risks, but they're not your destiny. You have the power to shape how this chapter unfolds. Each decision to stay active, to reach out, to prepare meals with love, to honor your routines, adds strength to your daily life. You don't have to wait for others to check in or for emergencies to wake you up to what's missing. You can lead your own life with intention, protect your health, and build joy right where you are. And most importantly, remember, you are not truly alone. Millions of seniors are walking this path too, with the same fears, the same hopes, and the same desire to live well. Community exists, support is out there, and each day is a new opportunity to care for yourself with the attention and compassion you deserve. This isn't just about surviving alone, it's about thriving on your own terms, with wisdom, dignity, and heart. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.